What's up guys, Arisu here. Today I bring you the Make It clip for M12S Phase 1 and Phase 2. As a big disclaimer this time around, even though it's already a week 1, week 2 thing, we're using strats that NAPF is not doing right now, and it's mostly similar to what EUPF is doing right now. But I'll still share the Raidplans and how we do it. The mechanics basically don't change too much. Like the timing is still the same, and like certain responsibilities are still the same. Just the setup, it's quite different. But regardless of that, I hope this is useful, and let's just dive right ahead to it. Okay, so for the very first mechanic, aside from the big raid one that is the fixer, this one, if you're melee 1, or basically one of the 2 melees, whichever, you can feint this one and another fixer that comes right next. It's 90 seconds long, so it'll come back up. Mortal Slayer is the first mechanic that we see, but we do it quite differently from what NAPF is doing right now. NAPF is doing rolls. I'm not gonna explain rolls because it, at least to me, it says that you don't have to flex at all. But in my opinion, if I'm like, let's say I'm melee 1, I'm always flexing between left and right, even though I'm the first one in line, because I don't know where the purple ones have spawned. From there on, I don't like it. But that's just a personal opinion. We are doing light parties. So what is light parties? And it's essentially just find the first green orb that is according to you. So since they're always gonna spawn 8 orbs, 6 green and 2 purples, 2 purples on the same side, that's part of what makes rolls Mortal Slayer somewhat consistent, but okay. What's consistent is also that the 6 greens are going to spawn, but you can see the 6 green ones, if the RNG helps you, you can see them way earlier. So let them spawn right here. So right here, the very first greens that appears are for healers. Healer 1 left, healer 2 right. All good? All good. Now the second set. Oh, it's 2 purples. Okay. So now from here, I can already make an idea. Is that healer 1 on the left side, healer 2 on the right side. The tanks are moving because, I mean, they're melees. They're already in the middle. They can flex. They can move. Whatever. Now the third set makes the range one. This is for us. The range one was next, and then the melee. Why the melee last one, or third one? Because this one can spawn on the other side if these 2 purple ones spawn over here. It's because like you can just move them, right? Same thing as the other one. But this one is just like healers are never crossing that half of the arena. Range are never crossing that half of the arena. It's only the melees. And you don't make the casters move, so it's so nice. Right here, the last set, this is for ranged 1, and this is for melee 1 that's on the left side. And you just let it solve. It's big hits, and make sure you spread out. As you can see the AoE, I don't have to basically pretty much like draw it. You can see it right here. Make sure that if it's gonna be 2 on the same place, like you're spread enough. The tanks went to get it, they're well spread enough. I'm inside the hitbox because there's also one small thing, is that they're baited on who's the closest, just like E10S, but it's also baited from just the half of the arena. If I were to cross to the left side of the arena, this orb that is for me would go behind me right now, like over here this side, and it would hit someone else that is not supposed to get it. So solve it on your half of the arena, and then boom, that's it. You just move. And that's the first mechanic. Well, how we did it is way different. So let's go to the next mechanic, Grudge Scary Act 1. Now this mechanic is really simple, but it has its nuances. But let's dive right into this thing right here. So either all the supports are going to have nothing right here, or 1 red, which means they're stacking, or all the DP and they're stacking, or all the DPS are having nothing and a red and they're stacking. In this case, I'm on the other side. I'm spreading. I had this. So this thing tells me I'm spreading. The other supports are gonna stack, and they also have this debuff. Everyone gets this specific debuff, the purple one. And that only means that by the end of this mechanic, you're going to do a slight cleave, a side cleave, either in front of you, to the left, right, whatever, you just point it out. Make sure you're not greeting unless you know what you're doing. In my case, it's on my left side, so I'm going to make sure that my left side is pointing out or in, depending on where I'm standing. So in this case, let's just say I'm pointing out. So let's not overcomplicate this. After this is happening, we all have to evade together. What we did it was like Leviathan. What other people are doing is like placing one here, another one here, another one here, and then the last one like right here in the middle of the arena. And then you go either left or right. What we did, it makes no difference. We did Leviathan, just like, you know, place 3 of them. And now that's once right here in the middle, you're gonna see the face. This face right here. So this face can either spawn right here on the right side, which means go to the right, or this face can be like more already extended over this side, and you know you have to double back. It's as simple as it gets. So for now, let's just continue. We go to the right. Since I know what I'm doing, and we had the stacks going a little bit up. If you follow the Raidplan, you don't have to like do what I'm doing. But I wanted to be like extra careful, and since I'm a Viper, I know what I'm doing. Ignore that shaking. I almost get killed, but that didn't happen, so don't worry about it. But like the premise is still the same, where it's just like I'm gonna be spreading. The stacks are gonna be stacking somewhere, in the Raidplan they have like a specific marker on this side where I went actually. So what the other ones are doing is like they have someone right specifically. They have a melee right here. You can barely see it. Holy shit. Let me change colors real quick. Maybe this blue can help. Yeah. So you have one melee here, another melee here, a range here, and a range here. So and they're pointing outwards. Like that's how the PF does it. I'm not gonna explain that too much, but like that's the other way to do it, which is just how NAPF is doing it right now. For now, what we did was just like have the stack somewhere a little bit down, make sure they don't cleave anyone, make sure they point it out, yada yada. I'm rotating this camera because I'm playing on standard, and if you know how to do this trick, you basically you know what I'm doing. So I'm not gonna explain the trick because like it's not part. I'll explain it. So it's when you're playing on standard and you do a GCD while holding your right click on the mouse and you move the camera, your character stays looking at the direction that your character was originally facing. Because usually when you press a GCD, if you're looking away from a target, your character will try to look at the target to hit the GCD. If you're doing that, and if you're playing on standard, right click and move the camera as you're doing the GCD, your character remains looking at where you're pointing. In my case, I was looking like towards south, so it remained looking to south. My left is looking out, so my cleave went to the left side. It looks hectic, but you know, now you learn something new. Now, after that is done, what we did here was the tanks will always go away no matter what. And they will take it. They will take a tank buster right here with a lot of mid, because you can stack it up. Everyone else just takes either a downtime or uptime. It doesn't matter, man. Like it's just like it's not a small stack. They go take it together. We solve it. Boom. Act 1 is done. That's it. No more to think about it. We are done with the Act 1. So let's go ahead. Now we're going to see another mechanic. Grotesque Scary Act 2. Now, if you have done Program Loop, if you have done the Omega Protocol, the ultimate, you can skip this. This is basically the first mechanic of that fight. It's the same, you can skip it, you already know the nature of it, but I'll still explain it regardless, so let me get that out of the way. But for now, this is just a small thinking, you know. Just a small note, I'm going to explain 4A basically with the footage from like 3A, and because that's the only footage that I don't have. I have 1A, 2A, 3A, multiple 1Bs, multiple 2Bs, multiple 3Bs, and multiple 4Bs. So I'm gonna try and do my best to like explain 4A without a footage properly, but for everything else, I have a footage for it. So let's start with this mechanic. As I mentioned, it's going to be just like Program Loop. And basically, the whole premise of Program Loop, if you don't know it, is that you're going to solve a tower and a tether, and then for other 2 steps you're not gonna do anything. So basically it's a 4-step thing. In this one, it's kind of the same. You have to take a tower or puddle, however you want to call it, and you also have to stretch a tether. So it's the same but slightly different. So let me show you what 1 does. So 1 basically means that you're going to solve your tether first, then you're gonna do nothing. Nothing in quotes, by the way. Like, I don't mean that you actually don't do anything. It's just like you don't have to solve the mechanic, but you do have to like prepare for the next part. And preparing also sometimes means move. In this case, it means move. So it's like solve the tether, prepare to solve your tower, and then just chill. And you're done, right? So it seems and looks here, you know, everything looks easy, right? But what makes this hard is that you don't know what you have until this cast bar is done. So in this case, I'm going to be 1A. So 1A, I already know something. 1A, basically, what we have was 1A is going to grab the puddles, or, you know, the towers that appears from these puddles that are about to spawn. The first one that spawns, it can be this puddles can spawn like this. If it spawns one right here, the next one's gonna be over here. Let me change the color, I don't like this. Right here, there's the first one. That means the second one's gonna spawn here. The last one, the third one is gonna spawn like over there on the back side, like this, like this, but on the other side. And then the fourth one, last one, will be here. Now, you can see it however you want, like this spawn first, this one second, this one third, this one fourth. How I see it in my head, because I'm already used to this, is gonna be something similar like this: 3, 4, 1, 2, because that's the puzzles that you need to solve, and whenever you get them. Now, these puddles can also spawn, instead of like what you're seeing right now, like that, they can also spawn like one right here, the other one over there, the other one over there. How do I know? Because if 3 spawns here, on the same half of the arena but away from it, it's gonna be another one. A 4 spawn here on the same half of the arena on the other side, that's the other one. That's that's 2. There we go, like that. But you don't need to learn it as long as you pay attention at the first time and you focus your camera on this. So you're gonna see me do something right now, and basically let's keep playing. So I know I'm 1. I know the first one spawned here. I'm already looking at 3. If you see me, and I told you it's gonna be spawned on the other side of 1, and right here on 3, I'm already looking at it. So like, I know where it is, I know where I'm going. Now we're going to solve the first thing. We're gonna get trapped in the middle. Don't get baited by the debuff. You are gonna move once the debuff spawns, disappear, sorry, because it's gonna change. Now, what I'm about to do right now, maybe it helps you, maybe it doesn't. So if you're 1A, once you see the boss like opening on this side, on whichever side, a complete opposite, on the complete opposite, that's where I'm going out. It never fails, because this always happens like this. Now he's gonna move, it changes, I move, boom. And since I know I'm going towards the 3 side over here, like, I'm already there. Now I'm just chilling. So what if I actually like went outside of here instead of like on C? What if I spawned here? Well, I would go looking at the boss to the left or clockwise, because I'm going clockwise. Like, there's never a chance that I get clipped by someone that is also coming out. In fact, like, if I, for example, if I needed to, I came out on C, but if I needed to go to 2, let's say, like my tower is right here and my exit is right here. If I go counterclockwise, as I'm coming back, you can see the opening is right here. And someone that is coming out might fucking clip me right here. It may kill me, where is it? Right there. Boom, I'm dead. Because we're walking at the same time, and that's also another thing that I did not explain, my bad. So this is the perfect time to actually explain it. Now, because I actually move too fast, because most of these things, like, I don't actually like explain it, because like they get easily covered, at least for alphas they're easily covered, because you don't have to think about this unless you're going counterclockwise. If you're going counterclockwise, if you go clockwise, looking at the boss to the left as you're out, you don't have to think about this specific thing. So I'm gonna let it play a little bit, and you're gonna see that right here, my monk right here is about to break his tether. Boom, that's a spread. Same thing happens on B, on the other side, but we're in alpha right now. Don't think about alphas. So 2 already went out. As 3 is about to go out, 3 already solved their shit in the middle. They're going out, they break, they're chilling. I'm taking my tower right now. I'm just chilling. Boom, I'm done. The mechanic is done for me. 1A is done. 1A is done, and that's it. Now you just like wait for everyone to come out and, you know, just do your thing. With 2A follows the same principle as 1A, but delayed 1 time. What do I mean by this? Is like, I'm gonna do nothing for 1 step, then I'm going to go break my tether, than try and actually go for my tower or like do nothing, as I call it for myself. And right here, so I see the first one spawned like right here, right next to me, so I know the second one spawns here and directly opposite on the same half. This is my tower. This is the 2 tower. So let's play it out. Make sure you don't get clipped by these puddles. You're already in the middle. If you're already like dead center, you never get hit, but still might as well just move if you need to. Now for 2 alpha, wherever the wherever the first opening is, I look literally like 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Whoa. We look 90 degrees to, you know, to the right, like rotate my camera, and then I don't move it. Cause like I don't need to like learn that he's gonna do this shit. Like it's always like this. For me, it's way simpler. For you, if you want to follow the boss around, you can do that. It works. For me, this works because like I already like pre-solved the mechanic while doing nothing. So right here, I went out and I went clockwise. It's lucky for me that the tower that I need is on the 2, so I just stand here. If I needed to go to 4, I would have gone out and then do all the walking over there. Because that's what you need to do. You go clockwise and you're done. Now we just let it solve. Let it solve, like like you just let it solve. Like, you know, boom, I'm done. Holy, I broke my tether, I took my tower, I'm done. Now let's go with exactly 3A. Is gonna have a different thing. They're gonna be quicker in the sense of like you're gonna do something first, nothing, something, then nothing. Obviously, by being nothing doesn't mean like, it just means you have to prepare, right? Like that's what I mean. I don't know how many times I've said it. Anyway, the very first bottle that spawns in any of like these like 4 possible spots, it can spawn here, here, here. It can spawn anywhere. The very first one, in this case, this one, that is mine. You know that one. So what I do is that no matter what happens, I'm looking straight at it. I'm waiting. I'm just looking at it. I do top down so I can actually see, because the boss is so big that sometimes obstructs my view. But like right here, like I know one is about to solve, and I just go slightly towards it. Like I like being on the inside of here, because there may be someone, or the puddle can be in a really awkward spot when you see another beta person going to break their tether, and there's a spread, so you don't want to like be too far out. Where I'm standing is usually safe. Like I could have pre-positioned here. You can do that as long as you're like towards the middle and like away from like these sides. You can do that by no means. But if you want to be like, you know, if you want to wait a little bit, you can do it. So I took my tower. Now I go back middle. Now, the only thing that I'm left to do is a tether. So I just follow the boss right now. I'm following the boss, boom. I go, break the tether, boom, I'm done. I'm done with the mech. 3A is done. 2 steps, that's all you gotta think about. Of course, you know, it's not just 2 steps, you have to prepare for the next ones. And that's about it. Now, since I don't actually have footage for 4A, I'm gonna try and recreate it with this one. So if I was 4A, in this case it's this Dragoon right here, so this Dragoon would have to grab the second puddle. If the first one spawned here, the other one is quite opposite. It's always opposite. So what if it spawns, if one, oh whoa, if one spawns here, 2 spawns over there. Same for thing, like if one spawns here, this is the second one. And as I said before, you can count it the other way. So this is 3, this is 4, and then, you know, 1, 2. In this specific scenario, 4 is going for this one, 4A. This is the second puddle that spawned. That's for 4. And they do the exact same thing, same movement. In my case, instead of looking straightly at this puddle in front of me, I would look to the backward one. And basically, just like keep it top down if I want to, like go a little bit close to the puddle, but not too close to the wall or like near other people. And then just do it. So right here, as I'm about to solve it, hopefully we can see. Okay, So you see how the Dragoon is already like pre-positioned? You can do that, but like I like being a little bit more safer, and I am standing like a little bit in front of it. Because the tower is like big enough, so you don't have to like get too scared. So they boom, they're about to solve it. They're gonna solve their tower, go back middle, and then get out. So right there, boom, they're going out, and boom, they're done. That's about it. That's all Alpha's done. Basically, Alpha's always going out. That's it. Now let me go towards the B side of Beta. So for the basic premise of Beta is that you're going to solve pretty much everything inside the boss. You're never going out. You're never gonna break the tether by going to the opening of the boss. You're always solving it inside the boss. So now let's start with 1B, and my tips and tricks for this one. My very most useful trick for this is that for betas, you're always solving it on the same cardinal. What do I mean by this? I'm always solving it in a same line. So if I solve something over here, I'm gonna solve the other part on the other side. If I solve something on A, I'm gonna solve it on C. You don't have to look at it on like specific markers. You just have to know that if I actually went towards one side, directly opposite on the same line, this line right here, I'm going to solve my other half of the mechanic. And they basically follow the same rule of like, you know, you have a tether and you have to take a tower. But it's basically different, you know, in this case, so we're gonna see it. So 1B, basically I'm breaking my tether first. I don't have to look at the puddles on the outside. Those are not for me. Those are for Alpha. For Beta, this is different. So for Beta, what I'm going to do is that my tips and tricks for this one is that for 1B, and basically 3B, but I'm going to explain it later. For 1B, I'm going to look for the opening, and I'm going to stare at it. I'm going to stare at it. Why? Because I'm solving it this way. So 1A is about to go out. I go towards that side that I just looked. Make sure it pops. Boom. Same thing here. So if I was 3B, you have to be careful of not getting close to me right here. There's a spread right here. Never get close. Take your time. Take your time and respect it. So in my case, I'm going here. And now, as I said, 180. So I'm going back and I'm going to solve a tower right here. You're going to see it in a little bit, but first we have to wait. I did my tether. We have to wait. We just wait. We just wait. You wait, you chill, you're chilling, just wait, just wait. 3 is gonna do their stuff. Ooh, okay, the spread went off. And now right here, the tower is there. Boom, take it. And now, I can get out already. I'm done with the mechanic. I don't need to stay in. And, you know, for others, they're about to do it, and they're right there. So, that's pretty much basically for Beta. Now, let's look at 2B. Same thing, ignore the puddles, but don't get clipped by them. And we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Wait. So now for me, I find the opening and I go one to the left. I move my camera one to the left and we wait. Remember how I said we have to move? 2B has basically do nothing, just chill. In my case, preparing for the mechanic is like looking to the left of the first, very like the zero opening or first opening, however you want to see it. I don't care. So right here, I'm just gonna like go, boom, it gets broken. I go back middle. I wait on the same line, on the same cardinal, same line, opposite of me of what I just did. There's going to be someone going, pop, I go in. Boom, take my tower. And since I just soaked it, I go out. We're done. See, that was simple. Now let's go with 3B. Now, 3B almost follows the same thing as 1A. What do I mean by this? My way to do it, by the way, my way to do it. That's what I mean. So I'm gonna look for the opening, the very first opening, and I'm gonna stare at it. But I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna wait. I just wait. I have nothing to do right now. 3B is just waiting. Oh, there's the first person that goes. Okay, I see the spread go off. You see this AoE go off. You see this go off. And it's your turn to go. Don't get baited by the thing above your head. Again, like I have to reiterate this. Don't get baited. But right here, I take my tower. Boom, I go back middle. and my tether, my debuff changed. So now it's my turn to break the tether on the same line. I took it behind me. I go over here to another one. Boom, walk. Boom, it's done. Now make sure that you guys, actually I didn't mention it, but make sure you guys break the tether real quick. If not, if you're touching the wall, you're gonna get a damage down and you may die. So right here, I just wait. Like, I could get out right now if I wanted to, but you know, you can just chill. Because like, you still have time. You see how people are still on the inside? You still have time until the last tower in the middle. Like, you can get out a little bit early as long as you don't get clipped by alphas. So that was already this stuff. 3B. We have 4B now. 4B, same thing as a 2B. I'm going to look for the first opening, look one to the left, and then just stare at it and chill. I just chill. Now, if for some reason you might like not follow it, now in this case, I'm actually not looking. What am I doing? But still, the same thing is like, I'm not solving anything yet. So like right here, I know the first tether is popping, right? So I know that since the boss is gonna always like move like to the left of my camera, or you know, counterclockwise, I know that I just have to move my camera and adjust to it. So I just have to wait. I just have to wait. This is the second tether. Boom, goes out. I go and take it. And now on the same Cardinal, same line right here, I'm going to go and break it. Boom. My thing is done. Make sure you go away from it. You don't want to take another tower. And then get out. That's probably like the scariest one if you're the last tower. But at the same time, you have time, so don't worry too much. Because like, if you can see here, actually, that they took their tower, and where they took the tower, they're not moving. And since I was 4, I was chilling, and then I just get out with them. That's it. And we're done. This mechanic is simple if you just like grab it by pieces instead of like trying to do everything together. But that's about it. Act 2 is just like a lot of small mechanics, but once you learn them, it's almost the same tempo. Like you get used to it. And now we can go to the next mechanic. Now for Act 3, this is you're gonna have time to look at your debuff, and then it's gonna be a downtime mechanic. So you have enough time to like do it. Now you basically cannot see it right now, but there's a strategy board right here for me. This is my cheat sheet. So it's basically the way that I like, you can just like have the strategy board open and just go to the specific spot that you need to. But like pretty much the premise of this is that you're gonna get like a small thingy right here. It's this, I don't know, it looks like the same one from the Act 1, but it's not the same. So right here, no matter how I rotate my character, is not gonna move. Therefore, if mine was looking up towards north, it's always looking up towards north. And same applies for everyone else. This one's looking up, this one's looking down, this one's looking over there, this one's looking over here, you know? Like, they're never changing, so you have a specific spot. Now, in my case, we're gonna, like, see what happens. So, I can no longer target the boss. This is downtime. Now you have to find if it's gonna be Intercardinals or Cardinals. Usually, I have my camera looking at this. If I see this one spawn first, I know this is the plus, or you know, Cardinals. Therefore, I just copy what's on my cheat sheet. For DPS, you're always on the top right of the corner, except north and south. You're gonna see it. North and south DPS, when it's Cardinals, exactly this specific permutation, you're bottom right. If not, like, you'll be like, oh, you'll be like top right, like bottom right. Like if it was like the X, it'll be like top right, you know? This is basically like a get used to mechanic. It's like finding the right safe spot. So right here, I go down right. You have time to adjust. It's better to stand near the, like, if you look at this one in that axis, it's better to just like stand in the middle, like here, like, you know. Don't get too close to get clipped by anything. Like, just be close to, you know, where you're going to be and then adjust afterwards. So right here, you're gonna get stuck. Tower will spawn because you're gonna spawn, like the mechanic is gonna auto solve itself if you went to a right spot. It's gonna jump, do a thingy, boom. And now the arena is gonna stay as a plus or a cross. And this is where a lot of times, like, a lot of people get it wrong. The way we did it, though, so this is another way. So what we did is make it giga simple. The range go all the way out, the tanks stay there, and the tanks inbound. Why? Because there's a spread right here to the easternmost and the westernmost people. So for this head is the easternmost that is gonna target 3 people, and this is the westernmost over here that they're going to target 3 people. But if you have everyone spread out and they inbound, you don't think about the mech, you just let it solve, you know? But that's not what PF is doing, so maybe, you know, try not to replicate this, of course, but like, I'm just explaining how the mechanic works and what is it doing. So we get past that. There's also for cross, but for now, let's keep it on plus. For cross, I'm gonna just grab the Raidplan real quick and show it from there, because in my personal opinion, I think plus is like rather like simpler to do, but that's just me. Now we're gonna see the next mechanic, Cardinal, in the same plus. That's why like I'm not stopping right here. In the same one, we're gonna see this. It's gonna be the same thing that we saw before. This one, this is a spread, and we're gonna see the alpha. But alpha, don't worry about it right now. Care right now for the one on the right, because this one's gonna solve earlier. So if you have the yellow one, you're spreading, and you're not getting hit by a cleave right here. If you have this one, this is roll based. So all the supports or all the DPS are going to get hit if you get the purple one, in this case. Bait 5 puddles. There's a fourth one more. See where the head is going, and we just find the specific spot. Anywhere. Like, basically, if you're the ones getting hit, you have the whole arena to solve it. Everyone else has, like, they still have space, but, you know, they just don't get hit. Now, the alpha is going to spawn. You just go back middle real quick. You have time until it actually changes, and it's the same thing as before, where you're gonna stretch your tether and then it's gonna pop and do a small area around you. So right here, supports left, DPS right, you know, M1, M2, range 1, range 2, whatever you need, you know, they're going to be spread out. The same thing over there, main tank, off tank, healer 1, healer 2. So we go here, boom, and now it's always 2 Cardinals that are Intercardinals that are opposite from each other. In this case, 3 is safe, and on the opposite side, 1 is safe. Same thing, it could be 4 and 2 is safe. There's only those 2 permutations, and you just do it here. I just take the downtime because I can. Viper, yippee. Now we go back in, and you're done. That is curtain call. That's basically act 3 into curtain call, into like just doing this last thing. 1 raid water, and then we're going to see another set of Mortar Slayer right here, but I'm gonna skip it because we already explained it and we're doing it differently than Pia. So for whenever it's the other one, cross, so basically cross meaning like this, you know, like that's the whole arena that you have. It's a little bit trickier because the amount of space that you have feels like way more convoluted, but don't worry about it too much. So at the same time, remember what I said, you're gonna have like one thing pointed towards the middle, and DPS are always top right, unless it's in the Cardinals. This is Intercardinals, right? So you're always top right no matter what, just make sure it points towards the middle of the arena. You can start on the Cardinal and then adjust if necessary. So that happens, boom. So right here we have the millies all the way out, over here on the sides. The tanks take it, and then the tanks have to move a little bit, right? The tanks have to bait it because the tank buster is baited on the closest one. So they go bait it, and then they go middle. The healers will take their place in this case. The millies can just stay out. And then we're gonna do something really really weird. Like we already saw the Cardinal one, this one, but we haven't seen the Intercardinal. This is really comfy because this is a Toxic Friends one. We didn't do this when we were doing it. We started over here and then did this, right? But the way that this is done from Toxic Friends is way better. But it follows the same principle. You're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th puddle, again where you started, now you can actually split up either here or here because the head can spawn anywhere it wants. So this head can spawn like right here, or you can spawn over there, right? And it's gonna do the same cleave, yum, yum, right here. So basically, you do the same thing, but slightly different. Now, in my opinion, you don't necessarily need to have like people like super close right here, or like specific spots. Like the tank can go all the way here for all I care. One of the tank can stay here, one of the healers can go away if they're scared, and the other healer can stay here. Like, it really doesn't matter as long as you're spread, you know? Because then you have time to go in the middle of the arena and then solve it. So with that out of the way, we're pretty much done with this one, the last mechanic that we're going to see of the first phase. So what we have for this last one, the boss is gonna do an AoE, and he's going to spawn some puddles. So right here, this is a two-step mechanic that is really quick, and you have to be extremely fast in doing this, because you're gonna have to do this back to back. It's 3 times, so this is the first time. So in this case, we have them split up this way so the supports know they're gonna be like us, like this, like they don't have anything and they have the stack, or they have the spreads. You want to have the stack on the side that, if you saw the puddles right here, let me go back a little bit. You want to have the stacks on the side that I had like this puddle right here, this puddle right here. There's always this one right here, but there's one puddle right here, or it can spawn over here. That means that is for stacks, because it's going to expand and they're going to have like a small area right here. But since this is a bigger area, we're going to have the spreads going in that specific thing. What we did was a little bit different. What PF is doing is having the melees here and the range on the outside, and, you know, mirror on the other side. But what we did was slightly different. I wanted my black mage to have as much uptime possible, so we had myself out, but I had on Cold Fury, so there's no difference for me. But for now, let's just keep going at this. Since I know in this specific second I'm stacked, I look up my camera and I look at the hand. So whichever hand spawns first, focus on that. You're going to forget, as I did, and mostly people will. So if you look at the first one that spawns, that's all you need for now. Like, you know it spawned. That's it. For me, that's all I needed. I don't need to keep looking, because like if it keeps growing like this, it's a cleave. If it tries to grow and then comes back, it's a knockback coming from the one marker, or like, you know, over here on the top left side of the map. So since I know it kept going and it spawned left, that means it's going to cleave the left side first, so we stand on the right. And we cross. And this is one of the tight, like, you have to do your two minutes while doing this mechanic. And you're gonna have like 4 downtime. It's whoever designed this, holy. Anyway, so this time, this bottle spawned on this side. That means stack is going here. So what do we get? We get stack again. Make sure they're actually split up so you can have visual clarity. In this case, DPS are going to the right, as you can see, and the hand is spawning right here. Yada yada. You can see that, right? So I already know it's spawning from that side. Of course, it's gonna go to the other side. I see the dragon head, so I know 100% where it's spawned on the right side. It's a cleave. We go left. You have enough time, you know. You must have enough time. So that happened, and we're gonna see it a 3rd time. Right here, supports inside the hitbox. And make sure you look at the thing. We know the stack is on the left. DPS are stacking again. It starts growing on the left side. You can see that big one. Oh, it's a cleave again. 3 cleaves in a row. We're lucky. It can be knockback to knockback to knockback to knockback, you know, like the 3 knockbacks, or it can be like cleave to cleave. It can be any permutation. And if it's a knockback, you can knockback immune like both like knockbacks coming from it if you time it right. But it's better that you just go and make sure you survive one of the knockbacks and then pop your anti-knockback, whichever you want to do it. And that's about it. That's the whole fight. Basically, like, if you got here, no one died, and like you keep it clean, you pretty much get past this door boss. And that's pretty much from phase 1. So for the very first mechanic in phase 2, welcome if you're here. If you're not, well, you know. Anyway, so for the very first mechanic, we have a different setup than what PF is doing. Again, reiterating. Arcadia Flame, big raid wide. Oh, mostly like this guy hurts, like hurts, but you know that's good for the game. Like it makes you use your actual mids and everything. So if you're a melee, make sure it's fainted. If you're you know, ranged, Adult or true if you need to, you know, make sure you have mid. So what we did here is a different setup. I think this is the setup that EU does. But like for now, this basic premise, I'm just gonna look at something real quick. It's a lot of stuff happening. But for now, I'm going to solve you what I'm doing right now. So first thing that I'm going to notice is that this clones, because this clones can also cleave right here. But they're cleaving vertically. That's the first thing that I'm looking for. They're cleaving vertically. They go behind boss. Because snake and kick, you don't want to be in front of that. You're going to get a damage down. And I got hit by purple. Or dark, you know. And they will always spawn like this. So either this guy and this guy cleaves. Or, you know, this guy and this guy do their respective fire or dark. They're always on the same cardinal opposite of each other. So in our case, this is a cleave. I'm gonna put a C, cleave, fire, dark. If that makes sense. How do I know that one is fire? Because this one moved. Fire will always move, and it'll be close to, you know, he'll either move a little bit to the right or to the other side, but he's still like in this area, right? So like since I know he's not at A, he's the A guy. So I know dark is on C, Charlie, and the fire guy is this one. Now, for fire, when you're gonna solve it in a little bit, I want to be stacked up with a partner, with my melee partner. So let me keep going a little bit. And right here, I'm gonna see him split up. I'm just going to follow one clone. My eyes are on this guy. My eyes are on that guy. I'm going for positionals, don't worry about that. So in this case, this guy moved here. It could have been the case that the guy that I'm following, maybe he went over there, all the way in the back. That's fine either way, because if I know that this guy is fire, I know the next one on the same intercardinal is dark, and I know that the next one on the same intercardinal is fire. And then dark all the way in the back. They're always alternating, right? So if you follow one, you already know where the next one is going. So what if, you know, fire actually went towards this side? Same thing, fire, dark, fire, dark. The other people, the other inner card, it's a cleave. In our specific case, it's gonna look something like this. This is fire, this is dark, this is fire, there's dark over there, and all of this inner cardinal, it's a cleave that is gonna do whichever cleave it is, right? But you don't think about it, you just think about the clone. I'm just explaining what is happening, but for now, eyes on this guy. My eyes are on that guy, fire because I'm melee. I said it was vertical, so my safe spot is close to that guy vertically. And max melee. Why max melee? So we don't bait the purple by any mistake. And we let us off. We're done with the mech. Holy! It looks like a lot, but it's actually like more simpler than it looks. Like you see like all of that and you're like, oh my god, like this is such a like difficult mechanic. It's rather simple. And you don't rely on markers on the ground to do it. You just have to like, you just need like a couple reps and it's super quick. Same thing for like ranged, but they have to like see it in another way. So for now, he's gonna do a tank buster real quick right here, double so bad. You just have to like be behind the boss always, because he's gonna do like this big half room, well half hitbox, half room in terms of like length and width, like this. Boom. He's gonna rotate anywhere. He can stay or rotate it, and you basically like just stand behind, tank, go do their stuff, and that's it. Now, I'm gonna actually want to show the raid plan for this one, so you understand what we were doing. So, pretty much, basically, like this is the setup. You're gonna have like specific spots for the range, like right here. This is almost the same as what PF is doing, right? Almost, in terms of pre-position only. So now, we're gonna stand right there. Like, what if in this case, like, like this is what's going to happen. You're a melee. If you're a melee, right? But like, whichever I got hit by, like in that case, in the VOD, I got hit by purple. Maybe I could have gotten hit by fire. Like if I didn't hit by anything or I got hit by fire, I need purple. I need it. It's a must. I need it. And on the other side, if you got hit by purple, you need fire. That's what you saw. And let's do that. In this case, they cleave horizontal, and like this guy has to move to the fire. So we already know fire is right here. Dark is over there. Sorry, dark is over here because he hit these two people. You don't actually have to look exactly for like the dark guy because you may be like which one's cleave, which was not. Find the guy that moved. He moved, he did fire. And on the opposite side is that guy. Remember that and you'll always do it right. Now, have from cleave, or you know, if it's vertical, same thing. If it's vertical, you know, just be careful too. You have time to dodge it in case you're like in the danger zone. You can see like all the possible Proteans, but like don't even worry about it. You can dodge it in the moment. So, fire guy is going to like do the same thing. He's going to, you know, duplicate. You keep your eyes on one, so it's actually easier. So, boom, they move to an Intercardinal. They always will move to like, if you followed your eyes and like, let's say this time around, I follow the dark and he went over there. The other dark is over here closely and thing. They're always like this, alternating, always. On one Intercardinal or the other. If they went to this one, that means this one is cleave. If they went to this one, that means this one's cleave. You know, same thing. So, in this specific case, like, it can alternate, but always like on the same Intercardinal. So, what if it was horizontal? The melee got hit by dark first, they need the fire. So, they find the fire guy that is closer in the middle of the arena. They max melee, and if the clones cleave horizontal, they go horizontal max melee. Now, for darks, it's the same! But this case is a little bit different. So, the tanks over here got hit by nothing. Or let's say they got hit by fire. An imaginary fire, let's say. So now, they find the dark clone, they get close to it. One of them goes max melee. The other guy goes inside the hitbox slightly, just slightly towards the clone, and you're fine. And you solved it. Now, guess what? Since it was horizontal cleaves, that's all that matters. What if it cleaves vertically? Follow the same thing. If it was vertically, your safe spot is vertically. In that case, so the melees are right here, right next to the fire, max melee together, and they're done. The dark is right here, the tanks, one is in, and the other one is max melee on the vertical, and they're done. It sounds so simple because once you get used to it, it is. Because like this mechanic like throws you off, like it's clones, it's doing like a lot of cleaves. It's more chill than what it looks. If anything, the range have to do slightly something different. But you know, while we as a melees can just like think about like the middle is safe because it was vertical pattern, or the horizontal was safe because it was the horizontal pattern. Ranged have to move and find their specific clone, go horizontal if it's vertical, or go vertical if it's horizontal. It is kind of unintuitive for them, but once you get used to it, it's also like really chill for them. So like as you can see, like this is dark and the healers need dark. They go south though because they need to not get clipped by this. One can tuck in real quick and the other one just needs to be relatively close, as long as they don't clip each other. The other people can just stand together because it's fire. But they had to go, instead of us that we go in the middle and we go to the sides, they have to move up and down, if that makes sense. And that's pretty much for replication. And I think this is the one that EUPF is doing, so that's a small note to reiterate again. So let's keep going to the next mechanic. So we're on the first of two big mechanics in this fight. This is, I call it big, but Idyllic Dream is way bigger. But anyway, we're in clone zone, or, you know, in this case, he's gonna do station. So he's gonna start spawning clones of us. It's always gonna spawn in this way. where like you have one in north and one in south, and then they clockwise spawn. The whole premise of this mechanic is that you're going to do one set of mechs, and your clones are going to store them for later. So it's all about setup, executing, and then being careful of what was stored on the clones as you're solving them. So let's start with this and see what I got. Okay, so real quick, I opened the command panel. Don't look at this command panel right now. This has nothing to do with the mech. This is for another mech later. It makes sense about this strategy board right here. So it's actually like occupying it, but don't worry, I'm gonna explain it in the Raidplan. So basically, I'm on the east side right here. So with my clone, I already know I'm taking the party stack. West and east are taking party stack. This guy's taking the boss tether. Actually, let me make a small thing right here. So this is boss, this is cleave, this is light party, this is defa over here, defa, and this is nothing. Once you learn it, you don't need the strategy board, but it's still good to just have it there, because why not use the strategy board, right? But basically, you're going to grab a tether of what you need. There's going to be six tethers coming from clones, one from the boss, and one guy doing nothing. That's already 8 people. Okay, so just make sure what you need. And what we did was snake prios, starting from north, over here north clockwise until southeast. That's one light party. The other light party is south to northwest, and well, actually northwest counterclockwise to south, in the sense of light parties. But in the sense of finding the specific light party or deformation that you need to go and check all the way. So for example, this clone and this clone will always be used for their respective light parties, but the other clones, this one, the other yeah, I did count correctly. There's a clone over there. Yeah, I was like, am I miscounting? But you have to look at their debuff. You have to make sure they're actually like looking at them. So in my case, I need to find the first live party stack. So in this case, this is a defa, this is a cleave, and this is the party stack. So basically, it's right on top of me, so I don't have to like move. In the other case, the live party over on the other side that needs to get the stack is over there. So as I said, this is their guaranteed one, because this is a northwest ad, right? And as soon as you find the first one that you actually need, you go grab it. In my case, I go grab it and I chill. Now we have everything set up. The people that need a tether, they have a tether. The people that need the boss tether has it. The people that needs nothing, he has nothing. Now, everything is going to happen right now. It's going to start solving what you have in a specific order. So, nothing is a deformation. The 2 defas are going to solve at the same two. And also, the boss is going to do a jump. In this case, we're going to place the boss on north. And it's going to do a chariot, but also 4 Proteans. So let's count the people. We have 1 defa here, 1 defa on like southwest, 1 defa on south, 1 defa southeast, and then this is light party. This is for cleave, light party, and the 1 guy that baited the boss. Let's count them: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 more because of the Proteans. That's 8 people. You have a very specific spot. I'm going to go over the Raidplan later, but for now, let's see it happen. I'm light party. Let's go. Whoever has the boss can stand. Oh, sorry. Let me turn the camera. Whoever has the boss tether can stand in between the X and like this alpha. If you have those markers, again, we don't have the same markers, but if anything, you see this one, the intersection, you go slightly below it, because you want uptime for later. So he's gonna jump, do the Proteans because we're already like pretty spread out. Defas are going to solve, boom. Make sure you do not move too early, because the defas are solving a little bit later, like an extra second, so don't be too fast. And then we're gonna start doing live parties. Live parties gonna solve right here, and whoever gets cleave gets solved right after we get hit by the light party. So make sure you're looking out or making sure you don't cleave anyone. Boom. And then he's going to do snaking kick, so we just go behind the boss. Boom. We're already done with the first half of this mech. And it's just basically like if you're a light party or a cleave, you take the cleave, you go for the light party, you dodge the half room cleave, you're done. If you were a defa, you solve your defa, you come back in for the light party, you dodge the half room cleave, and you're done. If you were an actual cleave, making sure you're looking out. I don't think I mentioned it, but like make sure you're looking out because it kills a lot of people or it gives you a big damage down if you survive. So now he's gonna do reenactment, which is the second half of this mechanic. In my opinion, this is way easier because you already know what we're gonna have. So for the cleave guy, for the light party, the cleave and light party, they go to the same spot, but they just have to be careful of not touching the same thing. Cause like we were like max melee over here because the clone is gonna do a chariot and you don't want to get hit by it, right? So the boss did a chariot and now the clone is gonna do a chariot, so we have to be careful. A defa is gonna go here from the light party one, and the other defa from the light party two is gonna go over there, you know. And the guy who had south, he already belonged because he's south, right? So like this side, he's gonna stay with this guy, and whoever had the boss is gonna go on this side. You already split up, right? Because we're going to bait some partner stacks with this Nether Wrath near. If it's near, make sure if it like what we had was the defamations are going to touch the ring. If it's far, make sure you're a little bit far. You know, if max melee is better, but like if you can guarantee it by going a little bit farther, even better. But like in this case, it's near. Making sure that the cleave people right here, the Proteans, they're not just not touching it. If it was far, I would tell my party, hey, like be a little bit closer, not too close because the chariot, you have to remember it, but like a little bit closer. You can see the monk is like a little bit inner than what I said, but like you gotta remember the chariot comes out from the clone, so he's actually safe because the AoE is right here. That's a perfect circle, by the way. But as you can see, they're getting hit by the partner stacks. It's kind of big, so make sure that happens. So that happened, and now what we're gonna do is, as a melees, we're gonna go from looking at the boss, we're gonna go towards this side, and the range are gonna go towards that side. What does it mean? We're going clockwise, you're going counterclockwise. The only thing is that range need to wait because it's gonna solve south, southwest, and this is a defa. Then their light party, and then a cleave. In our case, our defa is later, so we just have to like be careful. So what the range are gonna do, I'm gonna show it right here that with the epic pen, like the range are gonna immediately go towards the light party once they see the defa go off. They just have to be patient. It's like defa goes off, go straight for your light party. For us on the other side, we're gonna go directly towards it. Boom, the cleave goes off, but we don't think about the cleave. As long as we're not in front of that clone, we don't think about the cleave. The cleave happens naturally. So right here, boom, clone happens. Both light parties got solved on each side. If it doesn't get soaked, you get a big dot. So right here, boom, the defa happens. That's why you go back as a melee, and you're done with the mech. So holy, that's a whole monster of a mechanic, but it's really fun. Once you get used to it, like its tempo is not that bad, but like it's small steps that you have to learn for each single one of them. But at the same time, it's all about like doing reps and like remembering what it is. Now let me go to the Raidplan so I can show that part a little bit more from the outside. Now this is the Raidplan from Caro, Kann, I think, the EU person. But like this mechanic, I think it's still done the same way in NA PF. But regardless, the same nature happens. You just decide like how you want to solve it. So like you look at it this way, you have acting light party 1, acting light party 2. You started getting used to like calling it fake light parties if you want to. And basically you see a lot of text, but like remember, if your clone spawned here, boss, and then if your clone spawned here, it's just like wherever it's spawned, you're going to get something, right? Or nothing if you're south, you know. South gets a defamation. And once the 6 clones appear, these guys, make sure you grab the right tether that you need. If you're the boss, you can pretty much just hog the boss and like that's it, you're done, right? And this is the pre-position that people are doing. The way that I see it, at least for deformations, is like I do it like DSR, where like I find, you know, west or east, and then I go slightly lower. You don't have to go too low, because if you go too low, you're gonna hit nothing. Or if you go too far up, you're gonna cleave everyone else. So what I do is like I like going right here. Nothing has happened. Like it's a fine. Like it would be like where the white and the black tile meets. Like you can go there, or you can just go like still in the black part of it. Like you're fine there. So boom, you know, the chariot happens from the boss tether, the 4 Proteans get baited, the 3 Defas get done. They go for their respective life parties, and the baits make sure that you're cleaving away. Half room cleave. They say like, oh, A is always safe. I mean, sometimes people might be positioned in a really awkward way. Just make sure you're looking at the boss and you move accordingly. Because if you're playing Giga Safe and like let's say you're a life party here and you're cleave and you saw the life party go off and you move up and you cleave like this, the boss may look at you. So A may not always be safe, right? So just be careful. Just look at the boss and be behind it. Move. Now, same thing here. Like, you know, if it's out, if it's far, if it's close, you know, as long as it gets properly baited, you can do it this way, or you can just do it like make sure like if it's far, these people are closer to the hitbox, so these people can just be max melee and they don't have to like do anything something. Again, same thing, like if you were defamation, you are solving this being you're near or far, just so we can have some consistency in it. And then we're gonna split up. Ranged, wait for defa. Melees go straight for the stack. On the outside, make sure you're not in front of the clone, and boom, they can stay there, but we have to move as a melee. And that's pretty much the and that's pretty much the second mechanic done. Now let's go to Superchain. The boss is gonna start doing mutating cells, which is going to give you either an alpha or a beta debuff. 4 people are always going to get alpha, 4 others going to get beta. If you got alpha, then you're going to get beta. If you got beta first, then you're going to get alpha. If you're beta, you need to take damage. If not, you get a damage down. If you're alpha, if you take damage, you get a damage down. So basically, we're going to split the mechanic in 2 parts. So in this case, I'm alpha, but let's just keep going. So you're going to see that 1 tank, 1 healer, and 2 DPS are going to get alpha, and the other tank, healer, and the 2 other DPS are going to get beta. So right here, I'm alpha, I'm actually chilling. If I know I'm alpha first, I'm chilling. If I know I'm beta, I have to do a mechanic and then I chill. So let's see what beta's gonna do. For me, I'm gonna chill, but like I still can see like exactly what's gonna happen. Blood mana happens, and he's going to spawn these things always on east-west. They're always gonna spawn there. But the thing is, he's going to spawn like orbs on the outside. If it spawns like this, like they're apart from each other, you as a beta have to stack it. You have to take it. You have to hit it. If you see on this west side, as I rotate my camera, this donut and the orange one are actually closer. And then this one and this one are farther out. So the basic premise of this is like whichever it's closer on one side, you want to hit the same one. So the tank has to go up and take it with mitts. Good mitts, and probably a body mid, so they need to get like, you know, TVN, they need to get hard around them, whatever, so they can actually survive it. Everyone else over here takes it on a 3 stack. So they go and they make sure they touch it. It gets automatically, you can actually touch it when your defense is at 1 second, so like don't be scared. Boom, you get hit, and that's it. This thing that's gonna happen on us that is called mutating cells, it just means we're gonna get the other one. If you were a tank, in this case, my paladin was a tank, he was beta. Now he has to shirk, because the beta needs to get hit by the autos. Because the guy's doing autos right now, so make sure you just like be careful of that. Now, which side we're going? It's always a left to right movement, up and down, like close to the wormhole, or like right to left. So in our case, we're going left to right because the donut and the orange were closer, and on the right side, since we touched them, we delayed them. Touching them means they delay them. There's a chance that there's always a chance that you need to hit the blue and the purple one. And basically, you're gonna go and look like, okay, which one's closer? Which one do you need to hit? So if you hit the blue and the purple one, you're going from that side to the other. If you hit, in this case, you hit the donut and the orange on that side, you're going to the opposite because that's what's on the other side that is like closer. In our case, since we saw, let's go a little bit back so you can see it right here. They spawned in my camera. So since they're closer to the middle, I know we're going there. It's a left to right. Left to right. And that's how you can call it, left to right or right to left. Because we hit it, we delay it. Now this right side is gonna solve later. And just let it happen. There's still one more part of the mech, but for now, if you were beta first, now you're chilling. I was alpha first, I was chilling. Now I have to do a mechanic in a little bit. So we just stand like in front and back of the thingy. We move. You don't even think about like why are we standing here. You just do this. Like don't think about it, but you can think about it. So if you like, the thing is going to do side cleaves and a dynamo, or it's going to do a chariot and front and back. You don't want the front and back. You don't want the chariot, of course. So right here, he's going to do Netherworld near. If you're a beta, you follow this. You want to be near. If it says near, beta's in. Boom. If it says far, beta's out, alphas go in, right? Opposite. Alphas will do the opposite. If it's near, alphas get out, nears go in. I mean, B's goes in. Boom, you get hit. And now there's going to be a raid wide, big raid wide into a tank buster right here, double Soviet. And we're going to go into the next mechanic, which is the big monster mechanic of this fight, Idyllic Dream. And basically you need big mids, because this is it's a big raid wide. Okay, Idyllic Dream. I'm going to show the whole VOD first, or at least parts of it, or I'll see how I do it. But for now, this is a whole memory game. It's a really, really, really long mechanic. But this is where, like, I didn't have the macros for all of it. But first things first, you can make a macro and just like call it like memory storage, which is on the Raidplan. But like for now, we just look at like which side spawned here. In this case, our clone spawned Intercardinals. They can also spawn on the Cardinals first. That's your first thing. Well, that's for way later, but you still need to know. So it's Cardinals first, Intercardinals first. Now, for our one, we're just gonna go to our clones so we know where we are. We already know where we are. Now, the boss is gonna do our second memory storage. He's gonna spawn 3 ads. One of them is gonna be closer to the middle. Two of them are gonna be one north, one south. In this case, there's one right here, and there's one right here, one right here. We don't know which one is gonna do which, except this one in the middle. This one, it's always a chariot. It's always a chariot, the one that is closer to the middle. The guys from the outside, we don't know yet until he's gonna do the casters right here. Twisted Vision. So we know in this case 1 and 4 are safe. That means north side safe. North is side safe. It can also be south side safe. There's only those 2 variations. We store it for now. We don't need it right now, but you're gonna need it in a little bit. So for now, what we have right now is basically this formation right here. This is the command panel. People are using command panels for this mechanic, and I 100% recommend it to use it. In our case, we're doing the Caro Kann, and the only thing that I need to care about is that I'm north. I already clicked this, and it already told me like, okay, you're the first Zepha, you're the first Zepha out of the 2 that's going to solve. I don't know if it's Zephas or stack first. I'm just saying, like, in my head, like, I already know that I'm one of the 2 Zephas, basically the first in line. And I need to grab Defamation. So right here, 8 clones of the boss are going to spawn. I only need to change the tether with my color partner. I'm red, this is red. So I look at here, right here, right here. There's two sides, there's two sides. So if it spawns deformation right here on top of me, I keep it. If not, in this case, if not, I go grab this. Now, whichever spawned on the cardinal means it's happening first. My deformation is on the intercardinal. The light party stacks are on the cardinal. That means it stacks first. Then it's defas because they're alternating just like they did in Clone Zone, where they spawn north, south, and then clockwise. So in this case, it's gonna be stack, defa, stack, defa. For now, since I'm north, I go grab my deformation and I chill. My other color partner, they go grab light party and they chill. Now, once you see this tether snapped into you, like the Casper Twisted Vision is done, you have to go to north side safe or south side safe. You respect it because you don't know if it's gonna like, you don't want to like, you could remember, of course, if it's gonna be this clone right here doing the chariot. So just respect it, go back, like make sure you don't get hit by it. Now he's gonna do Lensward Meteor. This is a big raid wide, and this is where we go back to our true light parties. Also, the fake light parties in this case is the same thing. We have the fake light parties right here. This is light party 2, this is light party 1. I did not mention that, so let me just make sure I mention that. So, you know, blues and purples are this one, and the other side is light party 2. They have their own thing, they have their own half of the arena, and they're gonna solve their stuff. They're fake light party 1 if you want to call it. This is true light parties. The fake light party part, you're just gonna have to remember it after we do this small setup. So this is a big red wide, and we're just doing setup. This is still setup. We just like solve this north side cleave, but for now, this is just setup. This is just setup. We're gonna be spreading like this. We're gonna have towers. This is a tank, this is melee, and then healer, and then range behind me. They're going to be on their towers, and they're going to be spread out because you're going to get hit by a holy right now. You don't want to get hit by 2 holies. So right here, they got hit by holy. They must not take the tower that has this white thing on top of them. Keep an eye on that. So in the case that, imagine if I got hit by holy, the only thing I need to do is swap it with my partner on my left. Or if I was a tank, we're just swapping, you know, we're just swapping places between melees. There's never a permutation where I need to go and change it to my ranged. Now right here, we're gonna start solving the actual fake light parties, stacks, and defas. So in this case, it was stacks first. So we go and stack on west east with fake light parties. Boom. Now I'm the defa. This is what I said when I was the first defa in line. So it was stack first. Now it's defa. I'm the first defa. So I go for it. I go north. The other defa goes south. Everyone else goes east-west relatively. Boom. Respect it. Make sure you see the animation, because like I'm pretty sure like you still have like, you can snapshot and all that, but like you want to be extra careful and just make sure it gets solved. Now it's a stack again. Boom. Now since I already did my defa, I'm no longer defa. I'm no longer anything. I just go back. Defas go out. Boom. So you already did stack defa, stack defa. If it was the other side, we would have done a light party right here, the fake light party. Now my fake light party is done. My fake light party, I don't need to remember it. Now it's true light parties, and we go to our towers that we need, that we just did, right? So if I was on the right side, I stay on the right side, like looking at the boss. If I was on the left side, I stayed on the left side, right? Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky, because the towers also have something else. In my case, it was green. It is a knockback to the other side of the arena. Boom. But there's also one person that had a laser that shoots Doom. They just look out. Make sure you look out. Respect that. There's a person that gets hit by fire. They cannot move, but they can still do damage. They cannot move at all. Like, don't press WASD. People, like, what I thought, and I actually paid the price for it, is that I thought, like, you just literally couldn't move. Like, you were stuck. But no. It's literally a pyretic, but you can still do damage. Pyretic, as in, like, if you move any inch, any centimeter, anything, like, you get, you basically get, you get attacked. And the other one one of the sides, one of the towers is gonna have rock or earth, which is a twister. It's a tower twister. So the best thing you can do is go to wherever the fire person is. They're not gonna be moving, so just move to them. Or you can just be in the middle of the platform. In my case, I moved towards where there's already one person, and this is the twister. Twister is done, and now we're gonna follow the macro, which what we had was we're gonna have specific spots, and it's gonna be mirrored. It already went off, my bad. So right here, what we did was we have whoever was wind. This is they call it the what the fuck, because it's wind, dark, and fire. You know, what the fuck. And then earth right here. And basically, I mean, people could have stood like right here. They can stand. Darkness can stand like towards the north side of the arena. This is A, by the way. A is right there. They can stand like right here, and the earth can just be standing right here. Because my wind is gonna go hit their fire. Dark is right here. Earth is right there. And wind is right there. So like it's gonna shoot like this, gonna shoot like this, and like they're gonna shoot each other. Because this is like M4S, right? So it's just a specific spot. Everyone's max melee except dark, and it gets auto-solved. Once this is done, basically you have to remember, was it Intercardinals or Cardinals first? That's the homework that you needed to do. And also you have to remember, hey, it was north side safe, south, like is there the size is not safe, like what do we do, right? And he's gonna do temporal curtain right here. He's gonna open a portal, and either north or south is going to get sucked. He's gone. So north is sides, in our case, north is side safe. And the middle guy, the south guy, went towards either west or east. The guys who remained, one guy, like this north guy could have gone over here, or he can go over here. Same for this south guy, he can go over there, or he can go over there. In this case, the south guy went over here. That means later his chariot is gonna be this. So west is safe, and we just have to remember that. Now, since we said it's Intercardinals first, you're gonna see 2 deaths happen at the same time, and 2 live parties happening too. So we have the true live parties going right here behind the clone. Boom. Make sure you respect it. You don't need to. Boom. Make sure you respect it. You don't need to like be too close, you know, or like too close to the wall either. You need to be like behind the clone so you don't get cleaved. Now right here, since I said like north, it was like side safe. That means close to the boss. This is an important thing. If you remember, so like because sides is safe and it did not get sucked, or like you know it's gonna be close to the boss, you can make a call of like we're going towards the boss. Why? You're gonna see here, like we're closer towards the boss right here. This is a hitbox, right? We're not getting hit by it. So the next time we're gonna solve the guy that went away, we're gonna say close to the boss, like on top of him. Just say that double, because that's how you solve it. Like there's no kidding. Like if it was cleaving this side and we say away from the boss, like away here on the side, the other clone that is coming in, you also have to be away from the boss. So like right now, just like remember, like okay, it's close to the boss, it's close to the boss, like I'm gonna be inside the hitbox. So right here, the Intercardinals are done. Now we go to the Cardinals. Boom, respect it. Go all the way back right here. Boom, let it solve. Since we said on top of the boss, everyone goes inside the hitbox because on top of the boss is safe. If we were away, we would be away from the hitbox on this side right here. It works. So like we basically noticed on the last pool. But anyway, once that is done, you're done with Idyllic Dream. This is another raid wide, but you need to not get super baited. You need to mid it, of course. You need to mid this. But there's also like more raid wides down the line, and like you just have to like not be baited. He's gonna do Idyllic Dream into double soul bat. So this is the last tank buster. There's only 3 tank busters. This is the 3rd one. And basically, right here, same thing. You know, dodge the half room cleave, let the tanks go. Boom. And now, don't get baited by this next cast bar. This next cast bar is Replication. This is not the raid wide. This is not the raid wide yet. The actual raid wide comes up after you see this clone spawn and they start doing the same one, Arcadian Hell. And it hits like a truck. And you basically are going to need like some mid here and some mid on the later one. So boom, that's a big one, you can see. Now he's going to replicate again, and then this is the cast bar again, Arcadian Hell, but with more stuff, and then you're gonna see that it's a lot of them, and then the mid. Boom, after that, pretty much the fight is over. And it's over. This is the last one, but this is in Rage, and it's dead. Now let's go to the Raidplan to explain that part. So time for the Raidplan, and just to like let you guys go. If you want to look at this part, if not, like, you know, that's fine. Like, this is the last part, and I hope it was useful for the other one. So let's just keep going a little bit. This is just a little bit more. So Cardinals or Intercardinals, you can make a macro for the memory. I'm actually on top of this memory thingy right here. Let me get out of the way 1 second. So right here, you see how current memory 1, you know, Cardinals, that stuff. You can make macros for that, but you have to remember it because you're gonna do it for later. So they spawn first, you get your clone, and you're gonna see again. You're gonna see the first thingy. It's like north side safe or like south side safe. You can just make 2 macros for this. There's only those 2 patterns. That's why you can make a thing. But of course, there's only 2 patterns if you're just doing downtime. If you're doing uptime, you have to look for the middle guy, and that's like adding 2 more because he can be either close or away. That's up to you. I don't I don't deal with that. Like, you're trying to clear. You're not trying to do optimization or stuff like that. But later down the line, you can do that. I don't mind. Anyway, thanks again. Like live party 1, live party 2. They will always spawn like this, north and south, and then clockwise from there. And they can spawn with deaths first or live parties first on the Cardinals. Always check the Cardinals. So whichever spawn on the Cardinal, that's going first. Even if you're east-west, like right here, east, west-east. Even though this one is defa and it's going later, you still don't care. Like, it's on the Cardinal. It spawned first. Because it's on north and south is a cardinal, right? So like if you see like there's a cardinal, like there's a deformation in your cardinal, those were gonna go first. You see a live party on your cardinal, live party is going first. Okay, now same thing here, where like you're gonna stand right here, and if you need to, you change it with your color partner right here. You just swap places. You don't like that's it. You don't need to do anything. You just like standing from your clone. Swap if you need to, because you just need to have like north and south need defas, northwest southeast needs defa, and since you're already here on southeast, it's either on top of you or it's right next to you, always, because this is a cardinal and this is the other, like, and a cardinal that has the other option, because they're always alternating. I already mentioned, I'm gonna mention it again. It's a defa stack, defa stack, defa stack, defa stack, right? So like you just like stand still, let everything solve, and then just swap if you need to. Boom, right? You grab your tether, and then you get ready. Now you can see there's a lot of like holy man, like you see a lot of this, and you don't have to like think too much, man. Because like, yes, if it's north stack, red blue pair swap, you don't care about it. You don't care. Like don't read that if you don't want to. But at the same time, you can make macros. But at the same time, it's just like you just have to look on your color partner. That's it. It's nothing of sorts of like, oh dude, I need to go over here, oh I need to go over there, or like this person needs to go over there, this person needs to go like, I don't know, like over here, this person can stay, this person still needs to move, something like that. It's a whole thing. This one is just like color partner. You look at your color, and like if you already have what you need, you don't move. If you do need it, change it with your color partner, because they need what you need. Simple. Now, same thing, we go solve. If it was north sides first, we go north sides first. If it was south sides first, we go south. Here's the thing, as you can see, this is the one thing from the towers: tank, melee, range, and then over here, looking at the boss, you know, tank, melee, you know, ranged. I call it range, Jesus, but you know, pretty much healer. And if you get hit, you just swap with whoever needs to swap. So, but you're not solving it yet. You just need to make sure. If you're a range, make sure you're not on the outside, because once the arena changes, you may drop, and you don't want that. Just be close. Anyway, this is the fake light party stuff that we were talking about. If you had to if you were already on the west side, now you have to go back to the east side. If you were east side and you belong on the west side, you go back to west, something like that. So, fate light parties, and we solve it based on our fate light parties. In this case, let's go back. It is Dephas first, and it's the Dark Knight first, and then the next one is Monk. So if it's Dephas first, the Dark Knight will go up because that's for the Fate Light Party 2. And the Picta goes down south because that's Fate Light Party 1. And then boom, Light Party, Defa, Light Party. You're done. Fate Light Parties is done at this point. It's done. See ya. You go and you solve your true Light Party towers, adjust it if you needed to. And then you're gonna solve this stuff, right? The Earth that is a twister, the Wind that is a knockback, make sure you're placed correctly. The Fire, you have Pyretic, you can still do damage. And the Laser that you have to bait it on the outside. Like you have to, what I did was I stood on the on the tower on the edge looking out, because I was like, I didn't know if it came from the tower or the person, but I wanted to be giga safe. So it's like I stand on the near the edge of the tower and I look out. I cannot fail it. So make sure you look out, because if you look at a weird angle, you may clip wind in the air. It's kind of weird, but it can happen. It has happened to me once. So for now, those ones. You just have to remember that you can go with the guy that is fire if you want to be extra safe that this is not a twister, because you don't know which one's the twister. If you get knocked back over here, since Bard is going over there, Monk is going over here, you may not remember where is the twister. So the best thing you can do is basically either stand with everyone else or stand right in the dead center of the platform, because as you saw, the twister is really big. You don't want that. So right here, this is the Zenith Uptime, where this is the what the fuck, wind, dark, fire, what the fuck, with earth just being placed in the back. That's it, right? For other people it's easier another one. For us it was easier this, because we had a macro that just places it. And I guess the hardest part about all of these is if you get knocked back, it's you have to find north. That is the most basically important thing, is finding north or south if you prefer south, whichever works. The markers are still there, north and south are still there. Now once that is solved, this is the part where we said about the memories. Whichever goes, he will do if you remember, right here, north is side safe, south got sucked, and the south person went to a platform either east-west. The north was side safe. Therefore, if this guy has side safe, you go closer towards the boss. If it wasn't, away from the boss both times. Boom, set. If it was Cardinals, it's always east-west. If it was Intercardinal, it's always northeast, southwest. In this case, the memory set one is east-west. What we did, it was Intercardinal, so we went, northeast, southwest. In this case, it's east-west, and then they would go to the other one. Those are the sets. Pretty much the same. You basically just move northeast, east, and then that's it. This one, sides were safe, close to the boss. Boom, you do the second set, and then close to the boss again, because the boss is still here, right here in the middle. So if you're right on top of the boss and you say oh, let's do that, close to the boss, boom, you auto solve it. If it was away from the boss, like the other one, if you needed to be away from the boss because it's cleaving this side, if we go ahead, away from the boss, you can see that the boss is still in the middle and it's gonna cleave this side. It's guaranteed that it's gonna cleave, so you go away from the boss right here. Something to think about. If you prefer that way, use it. If not, if it's not useful for you, whatever you need. There are many other ways to do it, but for us it worked that if we said towards the boss, it's towards the boss twice. If we said away from the boss, it's away from the boss twice. And then you're done. That's it. I hope you guys found this useful, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching.